Okay, so today we're here making a turmeric latte. So turmeric latte is pretty much what it sounds like. It's just kind of a latte drink with milk, but made with turmeric instead of coffee. So this is caffeine free. You can add coffee if you want, but I'm doing this one without. And so turmeric lattes are really nice because they're just really warming and comforting. They've got a really cool colour, as you'll see, and turmeric's got lots of anti-inflammatories and antioxidants. We've got some ginger here that we're putting in, which is also helps with immunity, and cinnamon is also good for lowering blood pressure and actually can also help lowering blood sugar. So that's all good, and we're using sweetener today instead of sugar. Because often turmeric latte is made with honey or maple syrup, but that's not vegan and is obviously going to spike blood sugar, so we're using sweetener. I'm using soy milk today. You can use any plant-based milk, but I'm using soy just because it's what I usually use and it's what I have. So, all right, should we get to it, make a turmeric latte? So it's just ground turmeric here. We're just using a teaspoon and a half, like in a pot, just a small pot or saucepan, because that's going to go on the stove in a minute. Okay, that's 1 teaspoon. Okay. So that's 1.5 teaspoons of turmeric there. It'll just make your hands go all yellow, which is good fun. And then we're going to add, I've already cut the ginger, but it's just about a 2 centimetre piece. But I will actually just cut that. Just want to make it a little bit smaller just so it kind of infuses a bit more evenly. So just some chunks of ginger is fine, you don't need to grate it or peel it or anything like that. I'm just using cinnamon sticks. So just 1 cinnamon stick is good, just straight in there. About a tablespoon of sweetener. So you get a whole lot of different types of sweetener. So I'm using Natvia, but depending on what you use, some of them are a lot sweeter than others. So if you're using Natvia, a tablespoon's good, but you may have to adjust and add a bit less or a bit more depending on what brand you've got and what type of sweetener it is. And 1 teaspoon of just vanilla essence or vanilla extract. So this is for 2 people, by the way, I didn't say that. This makes 2 mugs full. So I don't measure, it's easier just to measure with whatever mug you're using and then you know you've got the right amount. Doesn't have to be exact, just kind of guess. One, and then we'll add another one. Obviously, if you're making this just for 1 person, just half the recipe. Or double it if you're making it for more. All right. Cool, so we've got everything in our pot here. All ready to go. So now we're gonna go over to the stovetop and put it on the heat. We're just gonna put it on to a medium heat. So we don't want it to burn. We don't want the milk to burn and stick to the bottom of the pan. So you just gotta make sure you kind of stir it fairly regularly. And this bit's a bit boring. You kind of just gotta stand here and watch it. Wait for it to heat up, do some stirring. So, probably take about 5 minutes maybe. There's a lot more steam coming off of it now, and you can kind of tell, I think it's pretty much ready. We're just starting to get like little bubbles, and you can see that they're not breaking yet, so it's not boiling. And it's also getting foamy on top, which looks, I don't know if you can see that, but it looks real yum. And it smells good. So, I reckon that's done. So, now we have a couple of options. You can either just serve it straight like this, just take out the cinnamon and the ginger so you don't get stuck with them in your cup. And you can either just pour this into the 2 mugs, or if you want, you can chuck it in a food processor or a blender just for a couple of seconds, and that'll make it go kind of frothy. So I want to do that one. Just if you do this, just be careful because this probably isn't that smart. I'm using a plastic cup and it does get quite hot. So I'm just going to take out the cinnamon stick and the ginger just so we don't have to deal with them. So I'll just do that. Obviously you can use a strainer to do that too, but I was lazy and just wanted to use a fork. Cool, so just pour it on in. Be careful, like I said, because it's going to be hot. That'll be enough, just a couple of seconds. Oh, it's gone really full, really frothy. Okay, so now we'll put it into mugs and we can eat, drink. So now we've got our turmeric latte ready to go and ready to pour into the mugs. So I'm gonna grab the one I used before to measure the milk, and I'll just grab a second one and just pour it on in. Not much to it. And it looks really nice and frothy, and the colour's really cool. You get a little bit of spices sometimes in the bottom, so I kind of like to just mix it as I go, and so you don't have one cup that's got all of it. Okay, and because we chucked it in the NutriBullet, it's got a lot of air in it, so it's kind of puffed up a bit more and is a bit bigger than it was before. Yum! And optional, but you can put a little bit of cinnamon on top, makes it look nice and pretty. I just got my ground cinnamon here. I'm gonna do this properly and find a sieve. Don't have to do this, but I like cinnamon as well, so I'm always gonna do this. Hold your thing over top. And just, I'm not really an artist, you know, I'm not actually that good at this. Tastes good though. Need to work on that. But that's okay, because we've got our turmeric lattes and they are all ready to drink. Yum! If you haven't already, go check out my blog. The website should be down here. And also go follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. So if you want to see more recipes, then go do that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy your turmeric lattes.